Hi, dear students. Today we are going through the new chapter. Its name is Alice in Wonderland. You may be heard about the Alice. Alice is a name of a girl, and here is a small story of Alice and what happened for Alice when she entered in a different world. You can see here Alice in this round. You can see the Alice. Okay, this is the Alice. In front of her, that it is a rabbit. We will tell about it. So we can go through the chapter. Okay, then look. Alice in Wonderland. One day, Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister reading a story. Suddenly, she saw a white rabbit scamper by. He had pink eyes and was wearing a blue coat. He took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket and he hurried away. He said, "Oh dear, I will be too late." She thought there was something very different about this rabbit. It could talk, it wore a red waistcoat, and it carried a watch. Alice wondered. One day, Alice was lying under a tree. Alice, this girl named Alice, was lying under a tree. She was lying under a tree listening to her sister, and she was listening to her sister. What was doing her sister? Sister reading a story. So her sister was reading a story, and Alice was listening to her sister who is reading the book. Suddenly, she saw a white rabbit. Suddenly she saw a white rabbit. A white rabbit. Scamper by. Scamper means to run with light step. In Malayalam, tullichaduga. To run with light step. So suddenly she saw a white rabbit running with light steps nearby her. He had pink eyes. This rabbit had a pink eyes and was wearing a blue coat. The rabbit was wearing a blue coat. He took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket. The rabbit, he means rabbit, the rabbit took out a big watch from his waistcoat. Waistcoat means a coat which is wearing over a shirt and under a jacket. That is mean by a waistcoat. Here you can see the rabbit weared a waistcoat over his shirt, and under his jacket there have you can see a jacket, that is the waistcoat pocket. So he took out a big watch. The rabbit took out a big watch from this coat pocket, from the pocket of the waistcoat, and as he hurried away, and the rabbit hurried away, this rabbit ran very fastly away from there. And he said, "Oh dear, I will be too late." And the rabbit told, "Oh dear, oh my dear, I will be too late, I will be too late." The rabbit told. She thought there was something very different about this rabbit. Alice thought that there was something very different. Here have something different about this rabbit. I can a different thing. I can a special thing for this rabbit. The Alice thought like this. What is the different for this rabbit? It could talk. This rabbit is talking. This rabbit can't talk. And it wore a red waistcoat. And this rabbit weared a red colored waistcoat. Waistcoat also this rabbit has been weared. It could talk, it wore a red waistcoat, and it carried a watch. and this rabbit carried a watch. Alice wondered because the rabbit talked and asked and told, "Oh dear, I will be too late." Like this, the rabbit talked. Also, it weared a red waistcoat, and this rabbit it have a watch also. Then Alice wondered, "What is a rabbit?" This she wondered. Look this video, you can see here Alice sitting here and the rabbit is running here, and the rabbit have a watch in his hand, so you can watch this here. Alice wondered, a talking rabbit. Alice wondered and she asked herself, a talking rabbit, a rabbit who wear a waistcoat, a rabbit wearing a waistcoat. Alice wondered. Alice was burning with curiosity. So Alice became a curiosity. Alice wanted to know about this rabbit. She became very eager to know about this rabbit. Rabbitine കുറിച്ച് അറിയാൻ താല്പര്യമായി. For the Alice, she became very curious, burning with curiosity. She followed the white rabbit. The Alice ran behind the rabbit and she followed the white rabbit. The rabbit started running and Alice followed the rabbit. And you watched in previous video that the rabbit is running with his watch. Okay, so the Alice followed the rabbit. The rabbit suddenly popped down a large rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too. The rabbit went down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole. Then the rabbit suddenly popped. Popped means to go somewhere quickly. To go somewhere quickly. So the rabbit suddenly went quickly to down into a large hole, into a large rabbit hole. The rabbit went quickly into a large rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole also. So Alice എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? She also jumped into the rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too, along with this rabbit. The rabbit went down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole. So the rabbit went down and down and down of this rabbit hole. You can see this in video. Watch that video. Look. Here you can see the rabbit is running and entering into the hole. So Alice also following the rabbit here. You can see here the rabbit is running and the Alice also following the rabbit. And the rabbit entered into this hole. The rabbit entered into that hole. Alice also entered into that hole. So you can see here Alice is going down and down and down through this hole. Alice is going down of this rabbit hole and she reached under of and down of this hole. Alice said aloud, "Where I am? How many miles down have I fallen? I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth." She wondered, Will I slip through the earth to other side? Alice said aloud. Alice said loudly that, "Where I am now." Alice said loudly. And also she said that, "How many miles down have I fallen? And how many miles I has been fallen? How many miles I has been came down to this hole?" She said herself, "I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth." Miles means it is a type of a far. Okay, it is a measurement of the far. ദൂരം അളക്കുന്ന ഒരു ദൂരത്തിന്റെ ഒരു അളവാകുന്നു മൈൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ. Okay, and she thought that she reached at the center of the earth. That is, she telling here, I must be getting somewhere. Now I am going somewhere near the center of the earth. I think that I reached at the center of the earth. And she wondered. Alice wondered. And she also thought that, will I slip through the earth to other side? Will I slip to the opposite side of the earth? She thought like this. ഭൂമിയുടെ അപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് എത്തുമോ? She thought like this. Will I slip through the earth into the other side of this earth? She thought like this. Thump. Alice landed on the pile of dry leaves. She looked around quickly and suddenly saw the white rabbit again. It disappeared, saying, "Oh, my ears and whiskers. Oh, how late it is getting." Alice stood up and saw a small door, about 15 inches high. Thump. Thump means heavy sound. Alice landed on the pile of dry leaves. Alice landed on the pile of dry leaves. ഉണങ്ങിയ ഇലകളുടെ കൂട്ടത്തിൽ ആലീസ് ലാൻഡഡ്. ആലീസ് ലാൻഡഡ് ഓൺ ദി പൈൽ ഓഫ് ഡ്രൈ ലീവ്സ് with a thump sound. Thump means heavy sound. So Alice landed on the dry leaves with a heavy sound. She looked around quickly. And Alice looked around quickly and suddenly saw the white rabbit. Suddenly she saw this white rabbit again. Again also she saw this white rabbit there. It disappeared, saying, but that rabbit disappeared. It got missed. It missed from her eyes. It disappeared from her eyes, saying that what it said? Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it is getting. Oh my ears and whiskers. Whiskers means long hair on the face of the animals. Mustache. That is the whiskers. Whiskers means long hair on the face of the animals. Oh, my ear and whiskers. So this rabbit told that, oh my ears and whiskers, how late it is getting. So it became very late to getting. That likewise the rabbit told. Alice stood up. So Alice stood up from that place. Alice stood from that place where she landed and saw a small door about 15 inches high. And she looked around. Then she saw a small door. She saw a small door about 15 inches. It have 15 inches high. Its height is about 15 inches. It was too small. This door was very small for her to go through, for Alice to go through that door. So this door was very small because its height was only 15 inches. She saw a glass table with a golden key on it. Alice saw a glass table. She saw a glass table with a golden key on it, and with a golden key on that table. She saw a glass table and a golden key on that table. She tried the little golden key in the lock, and to her delight it fitted. Alice opened the door and looked into the loveliest garden. She tried the little golden. Alice tried and she tried to open that door with that golden key. She tried the little golden key. She took that golden key and inserted that key into the lock. And to her delight, so to her pride, to her delight, it fitted. This golden key fitted in that door in the lock of the door, this golden key became fitted. Alice opened the door, and she opened this door and looked into the loveliest garden. Then there was a loveliest garden. She looked a loveliest garden. She looked into the loveliest garden, and then she looked into the loveliest garden through that door. She saw a loveliest garden she had ever seen. So this garden she didn't saw a garden like this before. So this was a beautiful garden. She didn't saw a beautiful garden like this before. So she became very happy by seeing this garden. She longed to be among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains, but she could not even get her head through the doorway. Oh, how I wish I could become smaller, she exclaimed loudly. How she longed to among those birds. Then she wished to be with those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains. So she wished to be with these beds of bright flowers, to be birds with the colored and bright flowers and those color fountains, and with these colorful fountains she wished to be with these flowers and cool fountains. But she could not even get her head through the doorway. But she couldn't get her head through that door. But she couldn't to put her head through that door. ആ ഡോറിന്റെ ഉള്ളിലൂടെ തല പുറത്തേക്ക് വെക്കാൻ പോലും കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല. She couldn't to put her head through that doorway. So she told in herself what she told. Oh, how I wish this one I could become smaller. I could become smaller. If I want to go through this door, and if I want to enter through this door, so I want to be smaller. ഇതിലൂടെ പ്രവേശിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ചെറുതാവണം. If I want to go through this door, I want to be a small one. She exclaimed loudly. She told loudly what? Oh, how I wish I could become smaller. I want to be a smaller one to enter through this door. She told loudly, in loud voice she told. Okay, how is this story? All of you like this story? So dear students, how is this story? I am happy to read this story. Like that, I think that all of you interested to understanding and to reading this story, and I think all of you would like this. Okay, so we can see you later. Thank you for watching.